Okay. Now in this problem, carefully see the problem. First read the problem twice or thrice. Understand what is given, what is not given, which equations are possible to use. That is very important here. A gas in a piston. Now see what I explained earlier. Same thing example is taken here. A gas in a piston cylinder assembly undergoes. So we have to assume that piston can slide inside the cylinder and it is a closed system. This first assumption should come in the mind. Assembly undergoes an expansion. Now what is happening? Piston is moving from small volume to higher volume. That is called as expansion process for which the relationship between pressure and volume. Why pressure and volume? We want to find out the work done. Or if pressure volume is given, I want to find out the heat interaction. It depends what they want to ask. So pressure and volume is given by PV raised to N equals to constant. Means it is not a constant pressure process. It is not a constant volume process. Because of this raised to N or gamma, one should understand it is a isentropic or some other process. So this value is constant. The initial pressure is 3 bar, so that you can write it as P1, because before expansion we want to consider. After expansion it is P2. So P1 3 bar. Initial volume is given. V1 is given 0.1 meter cube. So luckily they have given meter cube in SI unit, but pressure is in bar. So pressure we need to convert in SI units. That is, what is the pressure in SI unit? Can anyone tell me? Yes. So 3 bar is 3 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per meter square. Force per meter square, meter area, or force per unit area is nothing but pressure. So 1 bar means 1 into 10 raised to 5. Similarly, I am writing 3 into 10 raised to 5. And the final volume V2 is given. See now, P is given only one value, initial pressure. Final pressure we don't know. Next is V1 is given 0.1 meter cube and the final volume is 0.2 meter cube. V1, V2 both are given. So it is a work done will be positive or negative, we'll see, because it is an expansion process. So based on the magnitude and sign, we have to tell whether work is done on the system or by the system. Next question is, determine the work for the process. See, pressure, volume they have given. All the values after explaining, they are again asking determine the work for the process in kilojoules. Okay. If see, what are the n values given? 3 n values are given. When n is 0, when n is 1, when n is 1.5. The meaning is different fluids are taken here, or different properties of the gases are involved in the given process. Okay, now coming to the solution. We know that given process is PV raised to N equals to constant. For different N values, we need to find out the work done. So this is the details they have given in the problem. Now see, as per the relation given PV raised to N equals to constant, they have drawn the diagram. When N equals to 0, you can see here 1 to 2A, maybe this is the process. If N equals to 1.5, maybe 1 to 2B. Another process is N equals to, how much they have given? 0, I think. Third is 0. Yes. First is 1.5. Second N value is 1. C is 0. You see how it is going to change. Actual change they are shown. Our intention is not to exactly showcase how it is changing. So when N is 0, P is constant. Pressure remains constant. But when N varies from 0, that is 1 and 1.5, these are the two curves they have shown. So similarly, they have drawn one sample sketch here with values. Okay, P1 is 3 bar. Those all diagrams they have given, which I explained earlier. Okay, so all this model analysis, how they have taken, which expansion process they have considered, all in detail they have given, one step by step. Gas is a closed system, yes. Moving boundary is the only work mode, means it is in the work form. No heat exchange is taking place. They assumed, because they are asking only work done, no heat interaction. So they have assumed no heat transfer. Third process or third step, the expansion is a polytropic. Why? PV raised to n is constant. That's why they have assumed that polytropic process. According to that, they have to write the equations. See here, as I told, P2 V2 raised to n minus P1 V1 raised to n divided by 1 minus n. This value, if you write in equation form, what we will get? We will get like this, the final equation. So here in the problem itself, they have derived the equation to understand to the students how work done in the polytropic process can be written as P2 V2 minus P1 V1 divided by 1 minus n after derivation. So simply what they will do now, they will substitute all the values. Okay. So now expression is valid for all the values of n. What all values they have given? 1 they have given. So first case, to evaluate the work done, pressure at state 2 is required. Now P2 is unknown. Okay, to find that P2, see here, P1 V1 raised to n is constant they have given. Similarly, P2 V2 raised to is also n. So on this work basis, they are finding P2 as P1 V1 raised to n divided by V2 raised to n. Point is clear? So these equations you should write till the last chapter. How to write the equation for given process is very, very important. If you understand this much, almost 20 or 30% of problems are understood only from work and heat chapter. So based on this relation for a polytropic process only, P2 can be found out, that is final pressure, if these three values are given and n is also known. P1 into V1 by V2 raised to n. So 3 bar 3 into 10 raised to 5. 0.1 is the initial volume. 0.2 is the final volume meter cube raised to. Which value you want to substitute? For three processes, you substitute 1.5, find the answer 1.06 bar. Substitute 1 and find for second process. Substitute 0 and find for third process. You will get the P2 values for all three processes. Third process, what they told is raised to 0, n is 0. In that case, you will get again 3. This will see. Okay. Next step is, here they have given. So P2 just pressure 2 they have found out, not the work done. Still we need to find out the work done. How much is the work done for the given three processes. So now come to here. What's the next step? Now I want to find out the work done. What is the work done equation? P1 V1, sorry, P2 V2, final pressure, final volume minus P1 V1 divided by 1 minus n for the first process when n is 1.5. Work done is how much? Positive. So work done by the piston, correct? Work done by the, with respect to piston, it is positive, correct? With respect to gas, gas is absorbing some energy from the piston. With respect to gas, it is negative. But we have to talk about piston, so it is positive. 17.6 kilojoules. Okay. So to keep in kilojoules, they have not converted the bar. Or if you take the bar, then convert these all values into kilojoules. So that all conversions also they have mentioned. From that values, you can write the answer. Next, same procedure for n equals to 1. See, as I told, substituting that P2 V2 minus P1 V1 divided by 1 minus n, they are getting 20.79 kilojoules. Next is for 0. Now what they have done, as n is 0, it becomes, for n equals to 0, PV equals to constant. P1 V1 equals to P2 V2. If you take the difference, it is 0. Means work done is constant pressure process. In constant pressure process, what will happen? Only change in volume is taking place. So some work is done, but not because of the pressure change. So in this special case, if you take the pressure, which pressure now I have to consider? You have to consider the initial pressure, 3 bar. 3 into V2 minus V1, that is 0.2 minus 0.1. You will get 30 kilojoules of the work done. Clear? Later they have given all the reasons why they have considered this. What is the meaning of sign convention? How the piston cylinder is working? What skill you are going to add with your profile? All these things they have explained. Then they have given one more question to make it some extra or repetition. Evaluate the work in kilojoules again for two-step process consisting. See, now we have seen only 1 to 2 process. If it is having 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, two processes are there. Then expansion with n equals to 1. Consider n as 1. From P1 3 bar same, V1.3 meter cube same to V. You see here for first process V1 to V 0.15 meter cube, followed by next process followed by n equals to 0 from V 0.15. See, next process is starting from 0.15 meter cube ending up to 0.2 meter cube. So in between there is V. Initial there is V1, V2. Similarly, you can draw a sketch. You can put the equations depending upon n equals to 0 or n equals to 1. You can put the equations as I told here. Same equations which are repeated once again and solve the equation. Any doubts in this problem? How to solve? Each step, conversions, units, everything is clearly given. Slowly you have to take a notebook, pen and calculator. One by one you have to substitute, understand the procedure.